everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought that we would talk about the season that is spending. So the holiday season is coming up thick and fast, and so is the season of spending, which is November and December. So Christmas is just around the corner, and I thought that I would share with you exactly how I budget for the holiday season and some tips and tricks that you can do for next year to get yourselves set up for the Christmas season. So I also want to thank WeMoney for sponsoring and collaborating with me on this video, and we will talk about them a little bit later in the video. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is exactly how I plan for Christmas. So at the start of every year, I decide exactly who I'm buying for and the amount that I want to spend on each person. So the people that I buy for are Lewis, my mum, my stepdad, my sister. I have a Secret Santa, a Bad Santa gift that I usually buy, and then also stocking fillers as well. I also take into consideration all alcohol and food that needs to be purchased on and for Christmas Day. So I think it's really important that when you are planning out for Christmas that you decide on how much you want to spend on each person. So not everyone might get the same flat amount that you want to spend. So for example, let's say for Lewis, we might come to the agreement that for each of us, we are only going to spend $150 on each person. So like for Lewis and I. And then for Secret Santa, the limit might be $50. For Bad Santa, it might be $40. And then for my sister, it's $100. My mum, it's $100. And then my stepdad, it's $100 as well. So I think it's really important that when you do create your budget or your plan, that you allot a certain amount of money to each person in your life, especially if you do have lots of little kids or lots of people to buy for, because not everyone is going to get the same dollar value. I think it depends on how close you are with that person, how often you see each other. I don't really buy any Christmas presents for my friends just because I don't really think it's necessary, and I feel like that's, for myself personally, that's overspending, and it's not something that I want to put my money towards, just because like when we do our little friendship like Christmas thing, all we do is we get together and have lunch, and that's what the expectation is. So the expectation isn't to buy presents for each of our friends. We decided as a group that that's just not necessary. However, for like my family members, I obviously really want to give them something on Christmas Day, especially because I do see them on Christmas Day, whereas my friends I don't. So for me and my group, that's exactly what we do. I don't really buy any gifts for any little kids. I don't have any smaller cousins. I'm the youngest cousin. I do have lots and lots of second cousins, but they kind of buy presents within their own group. And then my friends have babies, but I think they exchange gifts themselves. So I think it's really important to identify who you're buying for and who you want to buy for, and then also the amount of money that you want to put towards each person. I know that some of this might sound not like selfish, but a bit cold and a bit hard, but like Christmas time is such an expensive month and time of the year for everyone. And I think it's really important that you only put money towards people and things that you really want to see joy come from. Like obviously I want to see my friends happy, but I don't want to have to spend $50 on like 10 of my friends, because that's $500 just basically gone. And especially if I'm not going to see them on Christmas Day, I would much rather put that towards like a lunch with them or like drinks or cocktails with them rather than an actual physical gift. The next thing that I do is track my spending. Now this is where WeMoney comes into it. So WeMoney is an app that helps you to track all of your expenses. You can link all of your bank accounts to the one app, which makes your life so much easier. The amazing thing about WeMoney is not only that it is free, but it also has a community tab. So you can talk with other community members and get tips, tricks, and ideas, and share exactly how you do your budgeting and how you are able to save money in your everyday life. It also has a credit score tracking section as well, which I think is really important, especially if you do have a credit card and you use your credit card often. If you are a first home buyer, that's exactly what banks look for score. So WeMoney is amazing because it allows you to track your credit score. So if it's starting to drop, maybe you can adjust your spending because you're able to track it all to get it back to where it needs to be. I will leave everything in the description below, so don't forget to go down, click the link, download the app, and get starting to track your expenses today. Okay, so tracking spending is really important because you need to be able to see what you're spending your money on and how much you're actually spending. So if, let's say, it's Black Friday or Cyber Monday and you go and you buy all of the presents, you need to be able to see, okay, how much have I spent on my sister? How much have I spent on my second cousin? And be able to tick that off a list. So rather than just going out and spending your money nilly-willy, I don't know what the term is that willy-nilly, I think that's the term. You need to be able to see exactly where your money is going, because unfortunately this time of the year is when a lot of impulse purchases come into play. Sorry, someone who's just driven up the driveway. And unfortunately, that's when those kind of expenses can really increase and make your budget really suffer. So you need to be able to track your expenses, track exactly where your money's going, who the money is going towards, just so then you can stick within your budget. Next is that I only spend money on particular things and people. So every single time that I purchase something, it is exactly for a purpose with Christmas. So if it's alcohol, okay, I'm buying that alcohol for Christmas Day. I'm not spending money out of my Christmas fund on alcohol for this weekend. So I think it's really important that you do only spend money that is on or for around Christmas. So you need to have like a Christmas fund, which is what I would recommend. I have one of those and I just make it part of like my sinking fund. So I'll have like a home insurance sinking funds, a like health insurance one, and then I've also got a Christmas sinking funds that I put $20 or $25 in every single pay. So then when it comes time for Christmas, I know exactly that that's the amount of money that I have to spend on Christmas, and that includes food, alcohol, all presents, decorations, the tree. Everything is a part of that Christmas fund, and I only spend that budget of money. I don't take anything out of my savings. I don't take anything extra out of my paycheck to put towards it. So I have to be really careful about what I'm buying and only spending money on things that are actually necessary for the Christmas time. I have some tips and tricks for you guys. Now, the first one is to, of course, set up a Christmas fund at the start of every single year. So I try and spend all of the money, or if I do have any left over, that's amazing, I'll keep it in that account. But what I would recommend is creating a like Christmas fund as a sinking fund and adding little bits towards it throughout the year. So in January, deciding on a goal that you want to have for your Christmas fund, and then with every single paycheck, just taking a little bit of money out and putting it towards the Christmas fund. Because then when it comes time for November and December, that money is there and you know exactly how much you have to spend, and then you can spend it guilt-free. And then I feel like it takes away some of that stress and that anxiety that Christmas time can have for a lot of people, because it's all of a sudden that you need hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to buy presents and buy alcohol and buy food and decorations and all that sort of stuff. So first thing is definitely to have a Christmas fund. Next is that if you have a lot of family members or a lot of friends, do what is called a secret or a bad Santa. So Secret Santa is when you get a name and you have to buy one gift with a particular limit. So myself and my family, it's $50. And you only buy one gift for one person. So you're not expected to buy, 5 gifts for every single person. It's only one gift with one amount. Bad Santa is when it is a gender neutral gift and you put all of the presents into one pile, and then one by one you will pick out a gift, and then you have the ability to like steal all the presents. Bad Santa is really funny. However, be careful because it can get pretty intense and pretty rough at times, especially if a lot of people want like the same gift, like gift cards, candles, towels, wine glasses. Wine glasses and gift cards are always like the thing that always gets fought over. So talking to your friends and your family and putting that kind of suggestion out towards them, because I think that that also brings a little bit of fun and a bit of secrecy to Christmas Day, and it means that everyone is reducing the amount of money that they spend. Because I think that while everyone likes to give gifts, I think that when you get older, it's not as big of a deal. Like, you would be happy just to get one present on Christmas, and especially if it's done in such a fun way. Like, why not do it? Why not suggest it at your next Christmas and be like, hey guys, I actually have heard of this secret or bad Santa, how about we try that for next year? That way we can put all this extra money towards like alcohol or food or extra decorations, or if we want to go out for dinner, we've got like that fund there that we can use. I don't know, ask your family. I reckon that they'll really enjoy it. I have a huge family. I have 17 cousins, and that means that I'm not buying 17 presents. I'm only buying one, which obviously is going to save me a heap of money. Next is obviously to plan how much you want to spend, not only on each person, but your whole budget. You need to have a goal of the amount of money that you are willing and wanting to spend around Christmas. Only spend what you can afford. A lot of the time during Christmas, people put so much money on their credit card, and if you do this and it works for you, completely fine. But I feel like with Christmas, it is such an impulse spending time of the year that you really do need to have the expectation with yourself and an understanding with yourself on how much you can spend, because you don't want to then finish the holidays or finish the Christmas time period and then look at your credit card statement or look at your savings and be like, oh, I actually spent all of my money when I didn't even want to do that. A lot of the time it's not even a, yeah, I really want to spend that amount of money. It's the, well, I wasn't thinking, it was just like, put on the credit card, put on the credit card. Like, oh, that's cute, I'll buy that. I think that you really need to be really clear with yourself and say, okay, my Christmas fund is going to have $500 in it, and that is all I'm allowed to spend. And that will also allow you to get really creative with some of your presents. Like, why can't you buy a lot of your presents on Black Friday when there's 20 to like 50% off things? Like, even if something's on sale, okay, it's on sale. Doesn't mean that you need to go out and buy anything extra just to make up that amount of money. Next one is really quite hard, and that is to try and resist buying things for yourself during this time period. Especially during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, when lots of things do go on sale. I would really try again to reduce your spending, so then you are not like impulse buying or buying anything extra that you don't need. For me, I really, like, my family members are not allowed to buy anything between November and Christmas Day, because a lot of the time they overspend. So a lot of the time it is in impulse purchase. And then you also end up sometimes buying items that other people are gonna buy for you. This has happened in the past. I think it was a hair straightener. My mom said that she wanted a hair straightener, so I went out and bought her a hair straightener for Christmas. But then because she saw it on sale, she bought it for herself, and she spent that money when she didn't even need to, and like, I had already bought it for her. So really try and resist the urge to buy things for yourself the month leading up to Christmas, because you never know, someone might already be buying that thing for you. And lastly is to start saving money early. So this kind of comes in with the Christmas emergency fund, sorry, not the emergency fund, the Christmas fund. Start in January. All the little bits really do add up. I think I put $20 a fortnight away, and I end up with around $450 to $500 at the end of the year, which is heaps of money. Obviously I don't have any kids, and you know, I don't buy a lot of presents for people, but even if it's like $50 a fortnight that you put away, by the time November and December comes, you are going to have a chunk of money that you know is solely dedicated to Christmas, and you don't have to worry about sacrificing your savings account that you have worked so hard throughout the year for, to then take that money out and spend it on gifts that aren't even for you. So plan ahead, do your budget, get those clear expectations from friends and family. Try and get creative with different ideas like family-wide Secret Santa, Bad Santa. DIY gifts are always a really good one as well. And even if a present is on sale, it doesn't mean that you have to buy that person an extra something. because the spending, because if someone said that they wanted a candle and you were like, oh, okay, well this candle was 50% off, so I really only spent $20, but it was worth $50, they're not gonna know, and I highly doubt anyone is going to care. So just think really clearly about your spending this Christmas period, and I hope that you all stay so safe and that you have the most amazing Christmas ever. I also really want to thank WeMoney for again collaborating with me on this video. I always love talking about spending and budgeting and how I, you know, kind of save my dollars, especially during such an expensive time of the year. I'm not going to do any kind of like hauls for Christmas this year, just because I know that my family members watch YouTube and I don't want them to get any ideas or to find out exactly what I'm buying them, because I've already bought most of your presents anyway, and don't come over to my house and try and find them. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you did enjoy today's video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you in a video sometime in the very near future. Bye!